This is Spud here from hits.net.com, coming at you with another quick hit. A while back, Richie had a quick hit up about his podcast inspirations, the guy that he liked to listen to that kind of got him on board with podcasting and made him want to do hits.net to begin with. Now, I'll be honest, I don't listen to a whole lot of podcasts. Sure, I check out a bit of We Talk Games and Sidecasts, stuff like that, but not half as much as you might expect. Usually I just listen to kind of radio chat shows. That's kind of my gig. But instead, I'm not so into podcasting, but I am big into YouTube. I love watching YouTube. I watch YouTube videos all day, every day, no hassle. And because of that, I've kind of got a lot of guys that I watch content from on a very, very regular basis. Guys who kind of made me want to sit down in front of the camera to begin with. We'll start off with Jim Sterling. He presents the Jimquisition, which was originally a YouTube show. I used to watch back when it was a YouTube show. It's on destructoid.com now. And basically his gig is that he's kind of the people's person, you know, fighting back against companies, if you will. He looks at consumers' rights and how they're being exploited right across the video game industry. And he always raises some really, really valuable debates. He throws in the sexism debate a lot of the time as well, and it's great stuff. He's very articulate, he's really, really enjoyable, and he always knows exactly what he wants to say, how he wants to say it, and he's telling you what he thinks, whether you want to hear it or not. You know, he's got that big, proud, kind of fucking in-your-face attitude. And I really enjoy that. He also comes across very, very angry, but because of the topics that he's covering, you can expect that anger. You know what I mean? It's to be expected. Very, very enjoyable, well worth checking out. Speaking of angry men whose name begins with the letter J, Angry Joe over at the Angry Joe Show he's an enjoyable guy. He's a love him or hate him kind of guy. You know, personally, I really enjoy him. I think he's great. One of my mates sent him on to me one day. I checked out his video. I thought he was a blast. He does kind of scripted reviews of new games. That's mostly his gig. He goes the whole hog with these scripted reviews now. He throws in funny little skits and he dresses up as the main character from whatever game it might be. You might see him dressed as Superman or Deadpool or any of these guys. Like, you know what I mean? He's not a bad dude. He's well worth checking out. His scripted stuff is good, but his real good stuff comes down with his unscripted shit. He does a lot of kind of video logs. You'll see he did them after E3. He did them after, say, the PS4 launch, the Xbox One launch. And that's when you really get to see kind of who he is. He did a lot of them there lately when he was kind of fighting back against YouTube and against all these new rules YouTube were bringing in against video games. Angry Joe kind of stood up and fought back against that, and it was really, really good to watch. You can feel the passion from this guy, you know. You know that he's all about his video games, and he just can't stand people making a mockery of it. People trying to fuck him over for no good reason. You done fucked it up is what he'll tell you. You know, he's a real good guy. He's well worth checking out, especially the non-scripted video log kind of stuff. Speaking of angry once again, you can't talk about video gamers on YouTube without talking about Angry Video Game Nerd. Now, Angry Video Game Nerd pretty much started as his own genre of videos on YouTube. The likes of the Irate Gamer, Game Dude, Happy Video Game Nerd. I actually like Happy Video Game Nerd. Wouldn't be big into the others, but all these guys wouldn't have came along if it wasn't for Angry Video Game Nerd. They're kind of cheap knockoffs. You know, Happy Video Game Nerd I really enjoyed because he put the different spin on it. And, you know, he's passionate about Splatterhouse. I love a guy who's all about Splatterhouse. I love Splatterhouse, you know. But, Angry Video Game Nerd kind of kickstarted all this. His gig is, as far as I know, the guy himself, James Ralph, just loves making movies. He made a movie, we film about this guy who couldn't handle playing this game because it was just so bad, so he sat drinking heavily and just swearing like a madman. I think it was Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde on NES. And that just blew up. So he's got like 100 episodes of this out now. And again, it's all heavily scripted. He plays a character called Angry Video Game Nerd and just plays crappy old games, you know, to a point where it pisses him off and he goes mental. And you know, it gets silly from time to time when you have like Bugs Bunny showing up and having a fist fight, or Super Mecha Death Christ, and they get silly, but it's still dumb fun. You know, you'll also find a lot of games in there that you're probably never aware of. I know I always do. You know, and I always love finding out about games that I didn't know about. You know, it always makes me smile and makes me want to fucking check out more games. You know, that's what it's all about. JonTron is a guy who I only got into over the last year or so on YouTube. And he was actually out of the game for quite a while. He's only had to reappear in now in new shows over the last, say, month or two. Say since Christmas. But this guy's a fucking madhouse. You know, he does not so much crappy games, but kind of unusual games from yesteryear. You know, he also does the occasional crappy movie review as well. And I don't know what it is about everything he does or doesn't do just comes across so fucking random. Maybe it's the way he scripts it, maybe it's the way he says it, I don't know. But there's something about him that he cracks me up every time I see him. I laugh. He comes along with a parrot on his shoulder, he's having a conversation with the parrot. Brilliant stuff. Well worth checking out. On the complete opposite side of that, then you have the Game Theorists, which is it's a page that's got 3 or 4 different kind of different shows on it. And my personal favorite is Game Theory. It's presented by a guy calls himself MatPat, and he basically looks kind of behind the logic of video games and picks out the mad shit and goes, hang on, what if blah blah blah? Like, what if all video games ever were based in the one universe? What if Super Mario was a commie? What if Pikachu and Pokemon is completely racist? What if? There's loads of them, and they're well worth checking out because he has stuff to back them up all the time. He's got raw, hard facts that everybody else would have overlooked. You know, well worth checking out. It will make you think twice about a lot of your favourite games. One of my favourites by them would be the one where they bring a lot of science into it, actually, like when they're proving how Ceranamus could fit into a morph ball, for example, or like I said, my personal favourite is the one where they're proving that the companion cubes in Portal have dead bodies in them. How did they get to that conclusion? Well, gonna have to check it out yourself. Well worth checking. I've recently gotten into these guys called GameSack. Now, I have a love or hate it kind of vibe with GameSack. It's kind of odd. I love the information. I am not a fan of the guys who do it. I feel like they've got no screen presence. You know. But they know everything there is to know. You know, these guys are highly educated in video games. They're huge collectors. You know, and each one of their episodes is themed. Their latest one, for example, was about video game mascots that never made it. Maybe they'd have one about fighting games. Maybe they'd have one about 16-bit platformers. So on and so forth. Racing games. Everyone's got a team to it. And within that show, the 20-minute show, they'll crack through maybe 10 games of that genre. And you'll find stuff that you've never heard of. And it's entertaining. It's really good. Like I said, it's really, really educational. I don't think they're quite as good at doing what they think they're good at doing, but they are brilliant at just giving raw information. They are absolutely fantastic. They're big collectors, and another big collector that I've started watching recently would be a guy called Metal Jesus Rocks. Okay, not the greatest name in the world. That's cool though. That doesn't matter. This guy, again, is a huge collector. He's the only guy I can think of who's got a bigger PS2 collection than I have. And he just loves telling you about kind of odd, rare games. You know, or games you might have overlooked. Or games that got buried on a platform. You know, best games from this platform, best games from that platform. He's fantastic. He comes across as a really friendly guy as well. You know, you'd sit down and have a drink with this dude. You know what I mean? He just throws you random games. Like, one episode might be the best games on the Jaguar. He'll throw you a lot of Jaguar games. Let you know the crack on them. Next one might be the worst games in the Jaguar, and throw you a lot of those. You know, I actually picked up Kim Possible Watch the Switch on PS2 lately because he recommended it in the PS2 Gems section on one of the shows. Now, this is a game that I never would have picked up because I've never seen the TV show. It's a cartoon that I just completely passed by. So I never would have had any interest. He said it was great. I thought, fuck it, I'll check it out. I found it for like £1.50. You know, brought it home, brought it for a test drive. Brilliant little 2D side scroller. Lots and lots of fun. You know, well worth checking out. So, just a little lowdown. We got Jim Sterling at Destructoid.com. We've got Angry Video Game Nerd, Angry Joe, JonTron, Game Theorists, Game Sack, Metal Jesus Rocks. I'm going to link all of these guys down below if you want to check any of them out. I'd highly recommend checking them, highly recommend subscribing because it's entertainment and you'll learn a lot of shit about video games that you've probably never known. You know. So, check them out down below. This is Spud from hits.net.com signing off. Good luck. Thanks for watching one of our HSN Quick Hits. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe and share. We've also got a lot more gaming videos here on the Hits.net YouTube channel. These include Insert Coin, where we play through old school arcade classics, Pixel Pictures, where we review video game related movies, Quick Plays, where we play through anything we can get our hands on, and a whole lot more. Check it out. You can also hit us up at Hits.now on Twitter, or Facebook.com/Hits.now. Of course, we've also got Hits.now.com for reviews, previews, blogs, videos, and of course our now infamous monthly podcast. So get on over and check all that out. Thank you very much. Good luck.